Hello and welcome to another Cocktail Kitchen. Today we are going to do a cocktail. I think I'm doing it in honor of all those teachers that are kind of back to school and having to deal with all the lockdown teaching that they're doing. Lord knows they deserve something in their life right now. So this is a cocktail that's making me think of them. And now it's called Mum's Apple Pie, or I would say Mom's Apple Pie. And it has very sort of autumnal American flavor profiles. If you like pumpkin spice, you're probably going to like this drink. I am going to talk us through a sort of substitute version of it as well, because I'm living here in the UK and it calls for a couple of American style thingies. And so I'm going to tell us how you make it in the States and how you can make it here, but I'll do it as quickly as possible so that this video doesn't last like 40 minutes. My wife is nodding her head as her tiny little bird arms are already exhausted. Thanks, Carrie. You're doing great. Anyway, so what are we having in the cocktail today? We have rum. Now I'm using Havana Club. The official recipe calls for Havana Club 7. If you can't get Havana Club 7, like I don't have it right now, you look for a rum that is amber at least, or a little bit darker even, and has sweet after notes to it and tasting notes. So like Havana Club 7 is sort of like vanilla and honeycomb and butter. And so that's the kind of rum that you want. In this drink, you also need lemon juice. I've got my freshly squeezed lemon. Demerara sugar. This is going to be a little richer than normal sugar. It's not full-on brown sugar. It's Demerara, which are the larger kind of tan beige colored grains you get in a lot of coffee shops. So Demerara sugar right there. And let's see. You know what sugar is common? White sugar. Demerara sugar. Okay. It's rarer.
Oh, I didn't get that.
No.
Okay.
And, well.
Okay.
Okay, so what else do we need? Apple cider. This is where one of the substitutions is going to come in. So over here in the UK, we get a very specific type of apple cider. You get apple juice, and there's a couple different kinds of apple juice, or you get cider, and cider is always going to be alcoholic. The flavor profile of alcoholic cider is also much more kind of like tart and dry than the American profile of apple cider. And that is because, very brief history lesson, Prohibition. Prohibition happened. So America used to have the same sort of hard apple cider that we have here in the UK and in much of Europe. I can tell that you're already repositioning yourself to settle in for this history lesson.
Yeah.
Back in my day, in the era of Prohibition, the Temperance Union, they were upset that people were getting sozzled. And they decided in America not only to eliminate alcohol, but a lot of people went absolutely nuts and got rid of a lot of orchards as well. They were like, well, this is where it comes from. We're going to get rid of these kind of historic and legacy trees. Fun fact, America didn't have apple varietals until the colonists came over, except for crab apples. So they had like the kind of apples that like an animal might eat, but that if you had it, you'd be like, no, thank you. Anyway, so the Europeans brought them over, and then there was a time when these things happened, and it was like an interesting symmetry. 1947, and what happened then? Ducks everywhere. People used to leave pies on windowsills. That brings us back to Lego, and that confluence of events brings us back to apple cider today. That is why American cider is a little sweeter. It's because we're dealing with different types of apples. This is a 5-minute long. Is it already 5 minutes? I'll have to do a lot of editing. Essentially, we had to have non-alcoholic cider, and then we kept using that for our hard cider, which brings me to why I'm suggesting this. So most cider you get here in the UK is going to be tart and dry. This is one that I found that's actually sweeter, and that's because it's made in America. So this is a hard cider. I think it's made by the Sam Adams Brewing Company, but it's called Angry Orchard Hard Cider. And this is the closest I've come over here to having what an American cider tastes like, whether that cider is alcoholic or not. If you are in America, they actually recommend a brand called Red Jacket cider, which is just a non-alcoholic cider. So in America, use apple cider, non-alcoholic. Here, use either this or maybe like cloudy apple juice as a secondary substitution. Finally, We are using for our garnish a mixture of cinnamon and nutmeg. So I've taken some apple slices and I've just kind of rolled them in cinnamon and nutmeg. You'll notice, so I can wedge it on the glass. Oh, you can't see it right now. I've kind of Pac-Man'd that apple.
Yeah, got that.
There's a little triangle kind of cut out of it. Let's make the drink, shall we?
Yes, please.
So sorry, Carrie. We're gonna do 1.5 of the rum going into this shaker. Is that my actual phone? That's yours. Get it.
It's Mum. What do I do?
Yeah, stop it and we'll do two videos. Carrie's mom called in the middle of mixing this drink. So this drink is now not called Mom's Apple Pie. It's called Mom's Interrupting Cocktail Kitchen and Breaking My Flow. All right, so anyway, this also has 0.75 lemon juice, so not quite a full shot there. I'm going to go to about the kind of like 22, 23 marker. Lemon juice going in there, and then 1/2 of my Demerara sugar. So that's 15 mils is my half shot. 15 mils going in. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to shake it. And normally, if you're using a flat cider, one that's not carbonated, you would shake all the ingredients. But I'm using a carbonated cider, so I'm no fool. I'm going to add it afterwards. So shake those up nice and cold. Rah, mad about something. Here's something I'm mad at. Okay, now the final ingredient is a shot of this apple cider going in. And whether you're using the hard or the soft, there it goes. And I'm going to stir that just to marry it up nicely. And then you're pouring over, they wanted pebbled ice. I don't have pebbled ice. So I just crushed up some ice in my shaker beforehand. It's going into a Collins glass today. Your highball, your Collins glass. So let's pour this over. Ooh, looks nice, smells lovely. There, all the spice is going to be on your nose from that apple. Gonna put that right on the side there. I did not make that big enough. There we go. And let's taste this. Oh, and this is to teachers, as I mentioned. If you are loving your teacher right now, give them my mom's apple pie. If they don't drink, get them something else that they would like. I don't know, liquid for their vape cigarette. A teddy bear that's only got one eye because it's been loved so much. Cool new rims for their car. I don't know, a vanity license plate that says best teach.
Okay.
Oh, is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's have this. Let's see how it is. Oh, it's so good. Cheers, everybody. Have a great weekend.